My wife and I are reading a novel together, and in this novel, the man, it's now a divorced couple, but the husband forgets to pick up his wife at the train station in Bhopal the night of do you remember back in the 80s there was the Bhopal industrial incident where they let out, there was gas let out of this factory, and where the husband was sleeping because he forgot to pick up his wife at the train station the wind was blowing away from the house. So, though he was just a couple of miles from the industrial accident, nothing happened to him. But the gas blew to the train station. And his wife survived, but she was injured by the gas. And one of the byproducts of the gas was that when she had a baby with her next husband, the child was deformed by the gas. These two people had divorced, and he knew nothing about this. And then, of course, this is a novel, so as things play out, he finds out about it. And he realizes what he had done. And, can I give away the novel? So, the boy lives till he's about 12, and then he's, where we are in the novel, he's just about to die. And this man has just discovered that because he didn't pick his wife up, this child is going to die. So now he's so full of self-hatred, he's a murderer. But up until this day, he didn't even know. And now he has to live his life being a murderer. That bar policeman, it seems pretty obvious that he didn't mean to shoot this man.
Oh.
He had a child born the night before, the white policeman, and something happened, and he shot this guy. He's got to live with that. He's 27 years old. He's got to live with that the rest of his life. Maybe rightly so, some of those years will be spent in prison. And maybe that's just, I don't know. Probably not. It seems like cops don't usually end up in jail. Maybe you think he should, maybe you think he shouldn't. I don't know the answer to that. Either way, he has to live with that. Last week I finally got to see the movie Milk. And as horrible as the crime that Dan White committed, he ended up killing himself. He had to live with it. What are we living with? Each one of us, guaranteed, is living with something that we can barely hold. We're human, all of us. And practice is about finding the way to hold the unholdable. How do we make it correct? One of the things that came up in this, in the dialogue on the internet was Zen Master Bon Soeng always taught something. Here it is. Somebody asked Zen Master Bon Soeng, "What's the difference between you and me, teacher and student?" Zen Master Bon Soeng said, "Not very much. You make mistakes, I make mistakes. The only difference is I correct my mistakes more quickly." Zen Master Bon Soeng's teaching was, it's human to make a mistake. How do you make it correct? What do you do with what you've done? This guy shot him. Can't take it back. Now what? Most of us don't have to deal with that question. But we have questions. How do we deal with it? How do we make it correct? How do we let our minds be wide and open so we can really embrace what is and make it correct? Bring compassion and love to this world. There's so much tightening and rigidity around things. Most of us, what we do is when we make a mistake, we try to hide it. and we hope nobody saw it. And then we can pretend that it didn't happen. But we know what happened. Or at least we think we know what happened. So, human life, moment to moment, a million things happen. How do we deal with what happened and make it correct? How do we bring integrity, wisdom, and compassion to our lives? Zen practice is about opening so we can find those basic things that all of us already have. The Buddha taught we're already complete. We don't have to find that wisdom and compassion somewhere outside of ourselves. We already have that capacity. We just have to harness that energy and give it back to the world. Last question.
In the content also chant, you hear the 4 cries. Are those cries understood to be cries of anguish? Are those cries just understood to be cries of anguish?
Just says cries. Sometimes they're cries of joy. Sometimes they're cries of need. You can fill in the blank. It can be